Why in the world was this movie made?
Welcome to the first official episode of License to Watch. I'm Matt McGregor, and of course, I am joined by my fellow co-hosts, Harris McCabe and Colin Shaw. What's up, guys?
Hello.
Hey.
This is a show about franchises, movie franchises. Which are the best and which are the worst? Is there such a thing as a perfect movie franchise? That's what we hope to discover as we plow through every movie in a given franchise to determine if we think it deserves a license to watch. The first franchise up for discussion, voted upon by our loyal fans and patrons over at patreon.com/L2W. That's patreon.com/the letter L, followed by the number 2, followed by the letter W. That franchise, of course, Mission Impossible. Beginning in 1996 and spawning sequels that have been released every few years up until as recently as 2018, and currently with not one but 2 sequels in production, this popular action franchise has gone on to make over $3.5 billion worldwide. Does this series have the potential to be the best movie franchise of all time? What do you guys think?
I mean, I guess it depends on what we're talking about for best. I think we need to make some rules about what our qualifications are. Are we talking about artistic merit? Overall energy.
I think we could also work with a lot of different definitions of potential. Like potentially, I could still be a star pitcher in the Major League Baseball, but I will probably need to work on my arm.
There's a lot more you need to work on.
No, just my arm.
To unpack. Already a lot to unpack here.
Just the arm.
Yeah, I think we could also talk a lot about the word franchise. What does that even mean? And what is that? Definitive articles. Let's get into it.
Franchise makes me think of fast food.
Yeah. Is this the best Popeyes ever? I don't know. They're all so great, and they make great chicken sandwiches. Cool.
Well, I think what's cool about movie franchises, much like a McDonald's franchise, is that anybody can make one. So, we've got this property like Mission Impossible, right? It's not, this series in particular is not directed by the same person for all 6 movies. It's got, a different director, an auteur director for a lot of them, for all of them, I would say, right? I mean, there's no, dunce in the bunch.
No, well, we'll talk more about it, but yeah, there's definitely a variety of directors. If anything, the one consistent throughout them all is the star in this case. Whereas we saw with James Bond, the star is that's fungible. That's you can go a lot of different directions with who stars in it. Yet with this one, it is all about Tom Cruise and what he's into, and that wasn't always the case, but it evolved into that over many years.
Do you think there will ever be an actor who could follow in the footsteps of Tom Cruise to become the Mission Impossible man? Ethan Hunt.
The buzz was that they were that was the idea of introducing Jeremy Renner's character a couple of movies ago to potentially groom him to take over that spot. And then people realized that Jeremy Renner's not actually a movie star and wouldn't put butts in seats. I think the reality is this is so much about Tom Cruise doing his own stunts, his sort of personality, his charisma, his action stardom. I think this is one of those franchises where it's got to be him,
So you think it'll die when he stops doing these movies?
It'll die when he dies, I think, because I think he'll probably do these until he's 90, and he'll probably look roughly the same, and then he'll just drop dead on set one day, and they'll be like, okay, they're done.
I don't know. I think these movies make too much money that they'll Paramount especially will want to keep these going after Tom Cruise.
Yeah, we were talking about Paramount's big action vehicles, and it's this or Transformers.
Yeah, they can want a lot of things. I'm just saying that if there's we talk about auteur-driven stuff, and there's a lot of the reason the Bond franchise stays so consistent was the Broccoli family figured out how to do it and then really didn't stray from the path at all, and they sort of passed that down within the family of, hey, who's running this show? And I think you see that a lot in franchises. I think, once again, Mission Impossible is unique in that it's this movie star, this amazing, famous movie star that is sort of the lifeblood of the franchise. But it's hard to imagine it. Like, I could see them rebooting the Bourne franchise with another actor in a few years and just telling a similar story with a different guy, and it could work.
They actually did the same thing. They tried to
do it with Jeremy Renner. Everyone was convinced. There was
Jeremy Renner.
It sounds like I'm hating on Jeremy Renner. He's just not a movie star. He's a fine actor. I really like him in a lot of things. He's not a movie star.
It does sound like, to me, it sounds like you're hating on him.
Well, I'm just pointing out a fact which everyone discovered when they tried to have him be the successor of not one but two famous franchises, and we're like, oh wait, we've made a horrible mistake.
I'm just a little uncomfortable. I feel like Harris is out to get Jeremy Renner, and he's like really attacking him.
A lot of people are.
I think a lot of people are.
It's all the people are talking about it. The Harris-ites are all abuzz.
Yeah.
But Jeremy Renner is a guy that even just a few years ago was like in Hollywood. He was a Hollywood it boy, and now like he's not in any he's still in Avengers movies and stuff, but like he's just not talked about anymore. I mean, I think he had a hot streak after. Is he in Hurt Locker? Is that him?
Yeah, and the Town was sort of his. Hurt Locker was his big breakout, and the Town was his other. I think that was his follow-up role that sort of cemented. Holy shit, this guy's really good. We got to put him in everything.
Yeah.
And then the complaint with the first Avengers movie was there's not enough Jeremy Renner. This movie would be so much better if they had more Jeremy Renner. And then we discovered that there are limits.
That's not the complaint. The complaint is that Hawkeye should have a bright purple costume like he does in the classic comics. With the loincloth.
Colin, you're nothing if not consistent. He's like, could this be more stupid and goofy somehow?
The original costume has a loincloth style crotch area.
Yeah, and one of those like carnival masks with ears on it, I think, too.
Yeah, he has like pointy ears, I was gonna say.
Yeah. Pointy things.
This is probably a good point to stop right there and say, if you're confused about who we are and what we're talking about, and you're saying, hey, I thought this was Bondcast, James Bondcast, rest assured, this is the correct place, but we don't go by that name anymore. This is our new podcast. It's the same subscription. You didn't have to change a thing. Are you being gypped right now? Possibly. If you're coming for James Bond content, because guess what? Now we're talking about other movies. This is License to Watch. It's the same guys who are on Bondcast, James Bondcast, but now we talk about other movies.
The good news for all of you who are fans of the old Bondcast podcast is that you will probably notice that, as usual, we're not really talking that much about the movie that we're actually supposed to be talking about. I think we've already had a couple of digressions, and that will continue like that for the foreseeable future. We're not gonna change who we are.
Look to expect certain things, and your expectations will be met.
Look to expect certain things. Good.
Like what, Colin?
Prophetic. Hey, I can't tell you what's going to happen, but I can tell you stuff's going to happen.
So the reason we're called License to Watch is because one of our bits that never died in our previous podcast was whether or not we deemed a movie is worthy enough to get a license to watch. In the James Bond series in particular, there are a few stinkers mixed in there, some of which you could gloss over and you still get the gist of the franchise. So now we're, by that name, we're applying this to the entire franchise right now of Mission Impossible. Do we deem it worthy enough to get a license to watch, or is this a franchise that you can take a giant shit on? I mean, is that right, or do you guys feel it applies in a different way? Are we going to do it per movie or per franchise?
Oh, I think we should do it per movie, like we did with the other ones. I guess we could look at it per franchise, but that would be pretty fucking terrible if we watched a franchise and was like, yeah, don't even bother with this one.
Skip this shit.
This is terrible. We only revoked the license on, 6 Bond movies? Which
I think that estimate's high. I think it was less.
I'm looking at the list. And a lot of them weren't even canon Bond movies, like Casino Royale, the 1967 one.
One of us has a tendency to give the movie like kind of favorable grades no matter what movie it is.
Is that going to change now, Colin, though? Because let's put our audiences in the right frame of mind for what we're doing in Mission Impossible. You were opposed to this franchise. I am the big Mission Impossible fanboy. And this is going to be a real role reversal because for 24 James Bond movies, or wait, how many did we do counting the non-canon ones? It was like 26 James Bond movies.
28, 27.
Colin loved every single one of them, no matter how dumb. They were all like 8s or 9s out of 10s for him. and I was more skeptical despite still enjoying the movies a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I am worried. I am worried coming into these Mission Impossible movies that they are too quote unquote good, and that they will be quality or whatever. But you know, that's something I'm gonna have
something we're not used to from James Bond movies.
Yeah. Hey, rest assured, Colin, we will be watching Mission Impossible 2. There will be plenty of goofy, stupid shit for you.
Hey, so what do you guys think of this? I was thinking that we should still apply like a ranking system, to each movie in whatever franchise we're doing. And I was thinking, since we're called License to Watch, and obviously that's a riff on License to Kill, what if our ranking system, instead of applying a 00 status like we did with the Bond series, what if we just give this, on a scale from 1 to 5, Timothy Daltons?
Daltons?
Yeah, because he was
Timothy
in License
Daltons.
to Kill.
Why are we changing from 1 to 10 to 1 to 5 now?
I don't know. Do you think 10 is too high? I mean, we could do 10. Sure.
I mean, I can handle 10 Daltons.
We could split the difference and do 7, like best of 7 Daltons.
Let's do 8.5 Dolphins. What is it out of 8.5 Daltons?
Did you say dolphins?
No, I'm
saying Dolphins.
I'm saying Daltons.
I like dolphins.
Stop saying Dolphins.
Maybe we should just call it Dolphins.
Now you're saying Dawson's like the creek.
Dawson's Creek.
We just call it Timothy Dolphins. How many Timothy Dolphins is this?
We could play like a dolphin sound effect. I'll cue that in.
Wait,
right
how hasn't any aquarium ever gotten a dolphin and called him Timothy Dolphin? How are people missing out on this? This has to happen.
And they play
right?
like James Bond theme when it comes out.
Yeah.
We need to, first thing tomorrow, get as many aquariums on the phone as we can.
Yeah.
It's the right thing to do.
It needs to happen. I'm going to start a change.org petition.
Oh, man. I can't wait to see how many Timothy Dolphins we apply to Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Best of 7 Dolphins.
But more importantly, whether we call it Dolphins or Daltons, I think it should be out of 10. We might as well stay consistent.
All right.
That way, Colin can
down with
continue to never give anything a 10, but give everything a 9.
Yeah. I would tell you that I'm not going to do that, but I can't predict the future. A lot of people think I can, but I can't.
So what else do we have to look forward to in this series?
Maybe we should tell them that we're all recording remotely.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. The reason we sound like garbage right now is because we're recording remotely, thanks to thanks to a disease called COVID-19 that is currently spreading its way across the world, killing us all.
It's also possible. It's possible that we sound great right now, better than we ever have, because we're all recording our mics individually rather than feeding them all into one mixer and recording them on one track. I don't know.
You bring up a good, stupid point there, Harris.
Harris, you're saying things that are really nice, but shut the fuck up. No.
This could be the future. We could decide that all podcasts should be recorded this way going forward, that we hate being in close proximity of one another.
I already decided that.
See, what I've always wanted is a big room that's been split into 3 little chambers, and we're each chambered, and like we can see each other in the other chambers, but we can't, touch each other because we're inside the chambers. And then maybe they have little wheels like Pope mobiles, and we can kind of bumper cars them around as we podcast.
That's interesting. I thought could be like a record store where we're all in little listening booths, similar to Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible Rogue Nation.
5, yeah.
But with Pope mobiles that are bumper cars.
Yes, exactly. And with less poison gas.
Yeah, I think you guys are onto something. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I just have to say that this is the most comfortable I've ever been in a podcast. I didn't have to go anywhere. I'm sitting here in my pajamas still because I don't dress for work anymore. And that's a lie. I do dress for work, but I don't dress nice.
You put pants on, is what you're saying.
Yeah, no. I mean, I dress. I don't put pants on.
Oh, you put on a dress. Got it.
Nailed it. Yeah.
Oh, that's why you look so nice.
So what else do we have to prep? Oh, you guys might have noticed that in my blurb in the beginning, I mentioned that our Patreon page is patreon.com/L2W. L2W being short for License to Watch. Get it? So that's our new link to our Patreon page. What is on the Patreon page? Well, you just have to subscribe for $1 a month to find out. It's full of tons of bonus content, some of which we don't even know what it is right now, or do we?
Yeah, and if we get to 2 Patreon subscribers, we'll open up a store and start selling L2W T-shirts.
Yeah,
Harris, you should know, as of today, we have 10 Patreon subscribers.
We got to 10
double
today?
digits. We should do something special.
Hell yeah.
10. Well, when we reach 20, that's when we have our first special thing that we have to do for the subscribers. So
Oh yeah? What do we have to do? I didn't know I was contractually obligated to do stuff.
Well, it might have to change because here, I'll read it to you. It says
If we get to 316 subscribers, I'm going to promise right now to crack 2 cans of beer and chug them so fast that I end up pouring it all over myself and wearing only a vest as a top.
I thought you were going to make some Stone Cold Steve Austin reference.
That is a Stone Cold Steve Austin reference.
Oh, it is? Oh, there you go.
That's what he does.
Exactly where I thought
Don't
you were
you do
going.
that
Opens
most
a couple
weekends
of Steve
anyways?
Weisers and chugs them down.
Yeah, this is going to appeal to our wrestling / Bond fan contingent who are also interested in Mission Impossible movies.
Hey, there's some hot crossover there. You just don't know.
Yeah, I would definitely like to see Stone Cold in a Bond movie.
Yeah, that would be cool. He kind of missed his chance.
Yeah, I think the window might be closed.
Honestly, for me, that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line for me.
Very good.
Okay,
Very good.
you guys got it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't
so
even
check
know
it out.
anything about this, and even I got it.
So check it out. It says if we reach 20 patrons, we will do a very special episode in which we will do a live commentary of Moonraker while drunk on vodka martinis. This time, Harris will not be permitted to say anything negative about the movie. He can only highlight the many, many highs of this glorious film.
Oh my God! Did I sign on for that?
No, I think I just signed you up for it. But I mean, do you still want to do that? Because we just did Moonraker. I mean,
I
it might
like the
take
idea of
another
being
year.
drunk, but the rest of it's kind of painful.
Wait,
Yeah,
that was the
yeah.
10 one?
No, that's to get to 20.
Oh, okay.
That's our first milestone. Do you want me to read the other milestones to you guys?
Sure.
Yes.
View all. Here we go. 50. Oh,
And it's only $1 a month, $12 a year.
yeah. If we get to 50 patrons, it says the Bond Boys will watch all 65 episodes of the short-lived 1991 cartoon show James Bond Jr. and do a special episode discussing the merits and cultural imprint left on society by this wonderful show.
Cultural imprint.
Well, that we should do.
How many episodes did you say? 52?
There's 65.
65.
They're probably only like 20 minutes long, though. Half hour with commercials on TV.
Yeah.
You could probably blow through half of those in a weekend.
I understand that, but 65 is still kind of a large number to me. I don't know if I'm way
65
off
is your
base
limit?
here. It's not my limit. I'm just saying it's a big number.
Yeah. That's
So do you want to hear what we'll do at 100?
Yes.
Oh God, is it going to be something sexual?
No.
I feel like that's where this is headed.
Possibly. It says if we reach 100 patrons, Matt, Harris, and Colin will each sing a different Bond song at our local karaoke bar. These performances will be recorded and played back on a special podcast episode in which patrons will gain access to vote on who they think sang the best rendition. The loser will be shunned for life.
I thought it wasn't sexual. I can't not sing a sexual song.
Yes.
All right. Do you guys want to hear what we'll do for 200 patrons?
Oh, can I?
Yeah. All right. Upon reaching 200 patrons, we will do a full special episode with the 200th patron live on the air. They can cover a topic of their choosing. So that'd be cool. I think we could keep that one.
That would be cool. I'll tell you what, if we get to 199 patrons, I'm going to hand pick who I want to do this and force them to join.
That's a good idea.
It'll be my grandma.
I would love to do a show with your grandma as a guest.
Does she have like one of those grandma names, like a Meemaw or a Gam Gam or something like that?
No, she's Norma.
Norma? Oh, so like we're on a first name basis with her? We haven't even met?
Grandma Norma. That's all my grandparents were just the grandma and their first name or whatever.
Is she like a Norma Jean or a Norma Ray?
Nope, just a Norma.
Just Norma.
Normal Norma?
Yeah. Normal Norma. I don't even know if she was I imagine when she was younger, maybe she was a Norm. Maybe like her friends would call her like, "Hey Norm, you want to play bridge?"
Oh,
Like
I thought you meant
Cheers?
she was a man.
Very, very different idea. Yeah.
She used to be Norm. Now she's Grandma Norma.
I think we could maybe get to 200.
What are we supposed to be doing?
Yeah, we should just say what we're doing. This is our franchise pre-show, basically. We're going to do one of these before we start a new franchise and after, and we'll sort of like summarize how it went and just to prep the audience.
I get the
think of it
after
as
one. I don't think I understand this one.
This is the
I'm not sure.
Mission Impossible
it's to get people
pre-show.
pumped,
So as
Harris.
soon as they listen to it, they immediately have to destroy the tape or destroy their phone or whatever, because they're then going into the Mission Impossible.
Yeah, exactly.
I think part of it is that we kind of did this already on the Bondcast. I think at least once, maybe multiple times. So it kind of feels like we've been talking about this forever, but now we're like telling new people, hey, this.
Yeah, exactly. So we're assuming that everyone listening right now has no fucking clue what License to Watch is.
How'd they get here,
and
though?
They're really dumb. I don't know. They subscribed to Bondcast a long time ago, and now they're like, hey, it's been 3 years. What is this show now?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And
All right, dummies. Welcome to License to Watch.
stick with us, you pieces of shit.
It's a show about stuff.
Something I'm looking forward to is talking about a dystopian future where all communication works on the Mission Impossible coded message rule, where anytime you get a message of any kind, you have to destroy wherever that message comes from.
Well, we were close, like when Snapchat first came out.
Oh, yeah.
It was like messages that self-destructed.
Yeah, Snapchat is kind of like that.
Snapchat would have worked. It would have been bigger. It would still be around if they had that little wisp of smoke that came out of your phone every time a message self-destructed.
That is like exactly what I was thinking, Harris, and I'm so glad you said that. There need to be more visual, auditory experiences of the destruction of the messages, you know?
Yep. I want to physically feel that message getting destroyed.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
want the phone to like not just vibrate, but kind of crumble in my hands.
Yeah.
I guess before we jump into this series of movies, you guys have seen all these movies, right?
No.
I have.
You haven't? Which ones haven't you seen?
Okay, so I've seen 1, 2, Philip Seymour Hoffman one, and I think one more, and that's it.
Oh, wow.
That's funny. That's weird. 'Cause
Yeah, that's
that means
cool.
you're just getting into what the franchise actually like is now.
I thought it was the same story as the first one.
No, but it basically took them the first 3 movies to figure out, like, to find their footing. They didn't know what they were doing at first.
I do like that they added Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
I like Ving Rhames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask what you thought was the best use of the destroying message, the self-destructing message in these movies that you could remember.
In the movies?
One is in like a phone booth or in like a listening booth, like Harris was saying earlier, in like a record store,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
That's
then-
in the 4th one. I think
fifth one.
the one that jumps out at me. Oh yeah, the 5th one. No, that's the 4th one. I think. Rogue Nation. I think it's
That's the 5th. The 4th is Ghost Protocol.
Oh right, yeah, you're right. The one that jumps out at me is the 2nd one where he's got the Oakleys with the earbuds built into him, and then he throws them at the end and they explode.
Oh yeah, throws them
throws
towards
them at
the
the fourth
camera,
wall.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
I mean, it's kind of all the things that are so great and so bad about that movie wrapped up into one little moment.
I am so excited to do the second one because it is like, it came out in the year 2000, and I don't think I need to say anything more. It is like the peak year 2000 movie. It's like still a 90s movie, but also like everything about the early 2000s,
Yeah.
like pre 9/11, just like the most garbage year for movies.
So you would
possible.
say it is the
And again-
most 2000 movie, like the most year 2000 movie of all the other years.
Maybe not the
2000.
most, but
Bizkit
it's on
does
the
theme
list.
song.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Limp Bizkit does the theme song.
Yeah.
Need I say more?
That's also like, that's a big moment where it's like the first movie, I don't know, they were probably thinking they could do a sequel to it, obviously, but it's such a Brian De Palma movie, and they didn't bring Brian De Palma back for the second one, which is kind of a decision in and of itself. But then they brought in this really interesting, idiosyncratic auteur director, John Woo, who does not make movies that are anything like Brian De Palma movies. So it's like really, that's like the most schizophrenic.
departure.
It was the most schizophrenic movie in the franchise of just like them not knowing what the hell they were doing. And
Yeah, I mean that's kind of cool though. You know, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to give it to Tom Cruise was the producer on the movie, and he said like, no, I want a different auteur director. Like, give us something totally different. I don't want the same thing.
and there's still like there's enough stuff. It's a ridiculously bad movie in many ways, and yet it is very entertaining, and like a lot of things really work.
Yeah, I'm excited to revisit it. I literally haven't seen it probably in like 20 years.
I'm pumped up.
Well, I bought the Blu-ray box set, I think like a year ago, and rewatched them all. And that's one that I defend because I'm a huge John Woo fan. I'm a huge Mission Impossible fan. And that's a movie that I've defended for years, but I don't think I ever watched it after the first time in the theater. And I watched it again like a year ago. It was like, oh my, oh my, oh my.
Great.
It's really
Yeah,
something.
I'm really excited. Yeah, I just got the 4K Blu-ray box set of all the movies. I'm really excited to watch them and revisit it in glorious high definition, ultra high definition. Cool. Well, I think that's pretty much it, guys. I think we got people, pumped up. We're excited to move on from James Bond. And Harris is bringing out the kitty cats. I see a cat. You guys, no one else can see it, but I can see it. What's the cat's name, Harris?
That's Mama.
Mama.
Yeah, she's pretty quiet. She's probably not going to make much noise.
Meow.
That was not the cat.
All right. Do you guys have anything else you want to say before we jump head first into Mission Impossible?
No, I just have to say I'm very excited to be going on this new adventure. And we're upping our production a little bit. That's another thing we should tell our listeners coming from the Bondcast, where they're used to one Bondcast episode a month going through a new movie, and we will be increasing that to a bi-weekly schedule. So we'll be done with these Mission Impossibles in just a couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping to post an episode every other... so right now I do every other Monday. I'm going to try and switch it to Sundays.
Sundays.
Just to get it out of the way.
Nice.
Shake it up a little bit.
Yeah.
shake
Sunday
it up.
fun
We're going to
day.
have guests. We're going to have guests on these shows, guys. Special guests. People who are cool, who we think are cool.
Move over, NFL. We're on Sundays now. Right, guys?
Yeah, we're taking over the Sundays from football.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Suck it, XFL.
Suck it.
Yeah, we're filling the void. No sports, no problem.
Yeah.
You got our podcast.
Yeah.
We're just as entertaining as 12 NFL games.
Well, guys, one thing you have to consider is like everybody's stuck indoors. They've got nothing to do, nothing to watch. All they have is us to listen to keep them warm.
That's
at
true.
night.
It's almost
So,
like our solemn duty to
Yeah.
to do this duty.
you might say we're patriots.
You might call us heroes. I wouldn't,
Yeah.
but you might.
You might.
You might say we're part of the Impossible Mission Force. Is that it? Is that what the F stands for?
the Impossible Mission Force. Yes, the IMF.
The IMF. That's probably the lamest thing about the franchise.
is-
But I'll save my comments for when we jump into the movies.
Yeah.
I like them just calling it IMF and never saying what it stands
I feel
for.
like they should have just never mentioned it in the entire series. Just been like, hey guys, we can all agree this is stupid, right? All right, let's just ignore it.
Yeah. Let's just call it the CIA. All right, cool. Well, thanks for listening, everyone, and I hope you're ready for Mission Impossible.